This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. It's very late at night, so I hopefully won't keep you long. But first of all, congratulations, Harlem Eubank. A fight that kind of brought everything against Timo Schwarzkopf. You dropped, you finished him. Just sum up for me how it felt when the referee finally did stop it.
So it was a stoppage against a guy that's never been stopped before. He's fought some of the top guys in the country. And I hurt him early, and he was resilient. He's a warrior, and I managed to get him out of there late. And I'm happy with the performance. My legs were seizing up from round 6. Had cramp in there. Had to get Charlie to massage out my legs in between rounds. But that's what we do. We sign up for anything that happens in there, and the goal is to come out on top. And I've done that in spectacular fashion.
Chris, your first fight officially working with Harlem. Very proud of him tonight to go into both of your home in Brighton and put on a performance like that.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm delighted. Yeah, thoroughly delighted. To get down to 140 from 160, you know, that in itself was 2 fights. This tonight was the 3rd fight. That weight loss he had to cut was criminal, okay? Now, him getting through that means he can get through anything and anyone. And anyone right now, we're not looking at the champions, he is the champion. We're looking at Conor Benn. Simply because that's the fight that people want. The reason they want it is because it's Benn against the Eubank. And this is the gold. And you can't touch him. And you can't touch him. Doesn't work that way. Certainly you can't touch him if you don't have a license. You know, have someone look into who's advising you. It's been said, I think I heard you call the gold here Harry. Well, he has a name for you and your team. What is that name?
First of all, we like Harry. Harry is a guy that's very dangerous for Conor Benn. So if it's Harry, it's Harry. It's we're real over here, and.
So let me ask you this: what name would you actually apply to him? If he's going to call you Harry, what would you call him?
He's a numpty. He's been talking gibberish for the last 2 years. We're real and we're ready to fight at 147. No running.
That's a word, Chris, in particular, you've used a lot this week, the word numpty. Why do you believe Conor is, and if not Conor, his team are numpties, as you put it?
I mean, what is a numpty? It's not a degrading word. It's just saying that someone is being dense of mind. You know, you can't be that hard-headed, you can't be that block-minded to not have a license. Whoever's telling you to actually keep away from the Boxing Board of Control are misleading you. They are the rules. If you don't abide by the rules, you can't play. And if you play outside of the rules, then you are trying to skirt the rules. Without rules, you can never be a legend. You're disgracing your family name. That's right, Conor. You're disgracing your family name. So, whether you want to call him Harry or the Gold, I like the Gold. It's a beautiful term. It's a beautiful name. The Gold, that's your way out. And he has the championship. And, you know, they spoke so badly about the championship I took from your daddy. And I had to defend it for years. But I defended it with my behavior. I never used bad language. I was always on TV entertaining. I was always serving the people. In my retirement, I've been still serving the people as a marshal, a deputy marshal. I am the law. I'm the truth. I'm the way. I'm the life. No one comes to success without following these rules. You have to go through the gold, Harlem Eubank. Rastafari.
Harlem, do you think a performance like that tonight against such a credible opponent in Timo Schwarzkopf kind of put a statement to Conor Benn, and he will have had to take notice of a performance like that?
I don't think he has a more impressive win on his resume. I think if you put our resumes side by side, mine's stronger. His profile is built off the failed test, and he's been talking gibberish for 2 years to maintain that profile. But in terms of what's been done in the ring, put it side by side, mine's way above in my opinion.
Just a word on that Brighton crowd tonight, because they were unbelievable. And is this an arena that you want to make home now for your next and future fights?
Yeah, I like it here in Brighton. It's great to have everyone here supporting. It was a sold-out crowd at the Brighton Centre, repeating history that my uncle made here 32 years ago. And we got a great reception in there, and I got the performance to match.
I would like to just make him understand the benefits I will bring to him. He loved what he did here tonight in our hometown of Brighton. Okay. But I'm taking him to the Lion's Den. So wherever Conor is, wherever your fan base is, if that's in West Ham, we'll come to you. We'll come to your backyard. Yeah. I loved going to Ireland and fighting Collins on a St. Patrick's Day weekend. I loved going to Germany and fighting Rochigiani in front of his hometown when he was unbeaten in 35 fights. I love walking into the Lion's Den to prove to you that I'm the king. Now I'm to prove that he is the prince and you are the pauper. And the reason why you're the pauper is because you are poor. You don't have a license. When you don't have a license, you cannot transact anything. Don't let them make you into a private assassin, going after one guy, discarding the rest of your career that can be in front of you. Your fan base, why aren't you telling him, get a license? If you love Conor Benn like I love him, tell him to get his license so that he can carry on fighting. Not to be listening to people tell him, we'll wait for this other fighter whose punch resistance is now dangerous. That's me protecting my son. He can't come down to 160 and fight Conor. 147 is who you fight. 147. Let's keep it real.
Just a final word with you, Chris. Have you got a closing message for Conor to take this fight for 2024?
My closing message to you, Conor, is, again, I'm still proud of you that you are listening to your father and that you are abiding by his rule. I admire it because it's what we are taught in the spirit world. Follow your father. Nigel, you are taking your son to hell, and I admire him because he's following you. Look at who is in your team. Who do you trust, Nigel? Who do you trust? Who's doing this to him? You need your boxing board of control license. Without that, you can do nothing. You can be nothing. You have to do it by the rules. You can't go into the ring and bring a gun with you. It's against the rules. You only can use your gloves. We have to abide by the rules. The rules are there to protect us from ourselves and from people who are running amok or being reckless with your life. Okay, so Rastafari.
When you say these team members, Chris, is there anyone in particular you do point the blame at?
I can't pick out one person because his team seemed to be in the shadows. He's the only one who's walked out into the light when he went on the Piers Morgan show. He's the only one who walked out into the light. And we know that when someone lies or steals or is double-faced or triple-faced, we know that they always stay in the shadows. He's innocent because he walked out into the light. That proves his innocence to me. but he's trusting someone who is fooling him. And if, the fan base to Conor, would you inundate him with what he needs to do for his own career, which is to get his license? You are a British fighter. I'm king. I couldn't become king unless I abided by the rule. If I didn't abide by the rules, I could never have become king. So, you want to be a king rather than a pauper? The prince has the belt. Try and take his belt. That's real. Everything else is nonsense. Your team are fooling the public who are waking up to the nonsense. They're running amok who's looking after you. And, Mr. Smith, he's going to be looking into those people. Yeah, Rastafari.
Harlem, very lastly, just a word to all the fans that come out to Brighton, whoever tuned in Channel 5. You certainly delivered entertainment, but just a word for them.
Amazing. Thanks for everyone that joined and came out to celebrate a big homecoming that was a long time coming. I've been learning my craft away, headlining in different locations, and we could bring it back to Brighton tonight. But like my uncle said, we're happy to travel, and we're going to the Lions Den and take what's ours.
Excellent. Harlem, Chris, thank you very much for giving me time throughout the week, and look forward to seeing you in the ring again very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.